This story could be one of my most favorite ones of this year, even though it's only 2 weeks old. But as far as electric car industry and community is concerned, this is so awesome because, well, the Cybertruck is getting, looks like it's getting a pretty good sized competitor, but you will never believe which brand it's going to be. Well, unless you read the title of this video, then you know it's a freaking Hummer. That's right. It's a Hummer, the car known for like killing the environment and being the gas guzzler, and it's insane. Now it's coming back as an all-electric pickup truck. GMC is going to resurrect it in a big way next month. I'll tell you a little bit about that in a second, but you know, the Hummer's been discontinued since 2010, so pretty much a decade. As a matter of fact, it was so hard to find a press stock picture from GMC of this truck. It was easier for me to literally take a picture of this little toy gag gift that I got from someone recently and post it up like this for you. So it is happening. You know, just having a Hummer come back as an all-electric pickup truck after all these years for an electric car enthusiast, it's kind of like if you're vegetarian and you love burgers, and for Burger King to partner up with Impossible Burger to come up with an Impossible Whopper, which also is one of my favorite stories of last year. If you haven't tried it, by the way, it's very delicious. As a matter of fact, we know that, you know, eating vegetarian is kind of tackling the same problem from the other side, just like driving electric cars. I have recently interviewed the CEO and founder of Impossible Foods, Pat, in Vegas at CES. I'm going to post that video on this channel maybe in another week or so. He also drives an electric car. The president of the company drives an electric car. It's really, really cool. Only more reasons to subscribe to this channel. There will be quite a few other stories that I've done for you guys at CES, and if you already have, then click on the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right, so let's talk about what's happening for the Hummer. So the way they're going to unveil it is they're going to unveil it as a Super Bowl commercial, which is usually a big deal. People will be talking about it. Now, the celebrity spokesperson, I guess, who's going to appear, and by the way, this is all per Wall Street Journal reporting from very credible sources, and there's no reason to question that. It looks like it is happening. And now LeBron James is going to be the celebrity. Now, I don't really have a problem with LeBron James doing this, but I figured, you know, if you are going to have a celebrity unveil and be a spokesman or whatever representative for an all-electric Hummer, it's gotta be, right? You're all thinking about it, right? It's gotta be Arnold. It's gotta be Arnold, the guy who was, you know, originally into the original Hummer, you know, manly man, gas guzzling thing, and then converted into electric and has been a big proponent of green energy and electric cars ever since, driving his electric Hummer around. So I hope they hire him to do some of the commercials or whatever in the future. But okay, LeBron James, cool. That's you know, that's all right. And you know, the reason, and I'm glad GMC is doing it, because as you probably know, you know, Ford has already created the partnership essentially with Rivian by investing into it twice last year, and GM kind of, you know, lost out on that, and they need to compete. Yeah, and as a part of the recent deal with the whole, you know, the whole union dispute, is they've insisted that one of the things is that GM is going to be making an electric pickup truck, and the factory would be here in the United States, and that was part of the deal. As you know, the only electric car that the GM is really now still making is Chevy Bolt, which I'm not really a big fan of. I just had a test drive recently in September, the 2020 Bolt. It's really, they've added a little bit of range. That's pretty much it. So that's not still a very impressive car, but the price is still up there. At the same time, the GM tax credits are being phased out, just like Tesla's have been pretty much now. 0 tax credits for the Tesla purchases. I think they'll be fine. They're still stock like flew past 500 today. And then, as you know, GM discontinued the Volt, the car that I drive and really like. As a matter of fact, somebody was asking me what kind of car they should get for themselves if they're, you know, shopping a $20,000 to $25,000 price range. And I said, you know what? get a slightly used Volt. It's a really great car, especially if you've never driven an electric car before. It's a plug-in hybrid, so GM is in a tough place, and I'm glad that they are now basically using the Hummer's name to come back and revive that once popular brand, something that Ford is doing with their Mustang, with the Mustang Mach-E, right? It's kind of like you can't back out of it. Though Mustang is a very popular brand, it's still successful, where Hummer is a failed brand, but yeah, it's definitely a statement. Let me know in the comment section, by the way, what do you think about GM using the Hummer brand to revive and to create a new all-electric pickup truck? But let's talk about how this is going to, compete with a Cybertruck and maybe even with the Rivian. Before that, of course, a quick reminder that this video and this channel is sponsored by Byton, an all-electric SUV coming to the US and Europe next year. The production starts in China this year. If you haven't reserved one, I really don't know why. It doesn't cost you anything. $0, €0 down, and it takes about a minute of your time. So check out the link in the description of your video so you can reserve your Byton today. All right, so let's talk about what this kind of means in the big sort of tug of war, if you will, with the Cybertruck, because now. Cybertruck, I feel like Hummer is probably the closest we've ever had to Cybertruck until the Cybertruck was unveiled, right? Off-road, very interesting design, very bulky design, and it doesn't really mean people really want to go off-road in this trucks, but the fact that they can, that's a big deal, right? I mean, people who buy Rolexes, they don't really dive down to 200, 300, 400 feet, right? But they want to have it. So I think the Cybertruck will find this as probably a main competitor, just because I assume that as GM is unveiling this at the Super Bowl, they know what the Cybertruck looks like, and I'm hoping it's a relatively bold but still traditional design, because Hummer was a pretty bold design for its time, and I think they will keep up with that. And of course, we know that Rivian is definitely is in the mix. This is actually Rivian at the CES, at the Amazon booth. As you can see, it was really hard to get even close to that truck there, but it was great to check out this color in person. It is a big truck, by the way. If you haven't seen Rivian in person, it's a pretty big truck. So we'll see. I think definitely Hummer will be, the new electric Hummer will be, of course, measured up to and compared to Cybertruck a lot. I'm sure I will make one of those Cybertruck versus Hummer videos, if appropriate. But I think Rivian should also be a little bit concerned here, because I think there might, Hummer made actually could be a bigger competition to Rivian than to Tesla with their Cybertruck, because GM is trying to compete, I think, with Ford first and maybe Tesla second. So that's kind of, I think, how it's going to go. Listen, I'm really excited about this story, because this is like, Mustang is getting converted to an electric crossover. Hummer's getting converted to an all-electric, pickup truck. And by the way, after that, they're promising an SUV as well. We're living in a very exciting time. So I'll definitely keep on top of this story. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Would you consider a Hummer? We don't know what it looks like yet, over Cybertruck or Rivian. Obviously, given that the price should be decent. 2022, by the way, is when they're targeting their production. So only a couple of years. That's acceptable, I think. Quick shout out to one of my newer Patreons, by the way. Milton, thank you so much for joining my Patreon community. As a perk, my Patreons can watch me live. This video is live before anybody else. This is how I'm able to make a living doing this every day, including weekends and holidays, and travel around the world and bring you all these stories in person, seeing all these cars in person, talking to these cars, and sometimes talking to these cars as well, but talking to the heads of these companies in person, like the Impossible Foods CEO. That, again, tune in for that one. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and if you already have, of course, don't forget to click on the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right. I think so far this is my most favorite story. We'll see if anything else will beat it anytime soon. Let me know what you think in the comment section of this video. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.